What is going on, everybody? It's a beautiful day here in Elkhart, Indiana. Today I'm at the RV Hall of Fame.
Gotta give you a little tip too. Pretty sure they allow free dry camping here.
And they've got some really cool RVs from the 1930s. So I wanted to make a video all about RVs from the 1930s. A huge thanks to Dean Lauk's Fine Art for sponsoring today's video.
I'm in turtle mode. I really want to focus on the turtles for a year. They are endangered. It's interesting to see how many eggs are laid, how many turtles go in the sea, and then how many actually survive later. I'm going to have many of my pieces down in Florida. That's where I'll be doing my work over the winter time. And I'd love to set up an appointment and meet you if you would like to have a painting. You can visit the shop in Elkhart, Indiana. You can always call the shop at 574-522-8838.
So this is a 1937 Hunt house car. This was built for a Hollywood cinematographer and producer, Roy Hunt. It's called the Star because the hood ornament has a star on it. Wow, this is way ahead of the day. Now, it was pretty small, but I will definitely give them points for styling. And they were even dressing up back in the day. I don't think too many RVers are still wearing that kind of stuff. So cool little small floor plan. Now the shape of it is very aerodynamic, but it's gonna definitely shorten the headroom in the back of the coach, but you've got a lot of countertop space, and I would assume that's storage in the back of the coach. Nice little single sleeper there. If there's two people sleeping on there, they're gonna have to really like each other. Nice little dinette area here, and just a single driver area. How unique is this to have a kitchen in the front? I've never seen an RV like this where there's just a driver set up and then a kitchen up front here. Very cool. I wouldn't mind that, because then I could just reach right over if there was a refrigerator and grab a cold drink while I'm going down the road. A little bit of wardrobe space there, and I'm not able to get inside, but I'm very curious as to what's on the other side of this wardrobe, because there's a wall behind it and might be a little head back there. That's what I would bet. But the exterior is just beautiful. I love the paint job, and I don't think there's a straight line on this coach. I guess there's a couple, but... So this is a 1937 Hayes motorhome. It's called a motorhome, but it's actually a trailer, so I guess they were still figuring all that out back in the day. This was built by Hayes Company of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Features a full steel body, including the roof and a complete underbody, making it totally varmint free. I wonder how much this thing weighs if it's all steel. It was only used a few times and put in storage before 1940 and not removed until discovered in the mid-1990s. Other than having it repainted, it's totally original. You got the head right there. Large couch, I bet you that pulls out. Little dining room back there, and I don't know if this GoPro really picks up the quality of craftsmanship. You can just tell that whoever built this, this would be extremely expensive to build. So cool to see the design of the hardware, but you can tell that this was still really, really high end. A little kitchen back there. A little bit of RV history here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 1931 Mae West house car. Totally wild design here. This is set up more for, I think, transportation. It's set up to be going down the road. I would say this is the original Super C here with that front end the way it is. It's kind of an interesting design how you've got a big bench seat right here and then a table that folds out so you can kind of still face forward and see out of the windshield while you're going down the road. Almost like a center drive. That's very cool. Crazy to see the inside door panel is wood, and I think these are the same roller shades they're still using in a lot of the motorhomes we still see. So there's a lot of firsts for this coach. This is actually one of the first coaches that I've ever seen that would have a outdoor kind of patio area here. So there's a rear door that comes out to this outside patio with this shaded area. That's kind of a cool concept. I'm surprised we don't see more of that. You see something like that on the trailers where they use a little pad to store stuff, but this is kind of like one of those patios, one of those fold down patios that they're using. So this is Mae West's house car. It's a 1931 Chevrolet-based custom-made house car. It was offered by Paramount Studios to get Mae West to leave the vaudeville circuit and begin to make movies for them. It's designed to have a chauffeur-driven lounge, and it's not really a camper. Hot plate stove and a ice box, a small table for her to enjoy her tea, and it was used for several years to transport Miss West from her home or hotel to wherever they were shooting the movies back then. And there was a story that she had a rocking chair on the back porch, and she could just sit out there and enjoy the breeze. So this one's actually in 1929. All of those other coaches are 30s, but this is on the cusp, so we'll show you what this one's like as well. This is a 1929 Weidman house car. Probably one of the original Super Cs, I would say. And this is interesting because it doesn't have a entrance where most RVs have an entrance. The entrance to this is actually in the back of the coach. And then there's another entrance by the driver door here. All right, check this out. I don't even really know if I want to step inside of this, but I guess it's okay. So this was a $35 accessory. You had to pay for the driver's seat. Wow. A lot of open floor space in this. Now, this makes no sense at all because there's an escape hatch out the back door here, but I guess bed in the back and a lot of storage over here. Driver's seat up front that I guess you would turn around and use as your recliner, and then that's the main entrance and exit is right here. And it's a little more of a center drive. It's still left-hand drive, but definitely a little more of a center drive coach. This is a 1936 road home coach. Built in Los Angeles. I definitely approve of the blue. I'm sure my buddy Dean Laux would as well. They tried to have this frame kind of similar to aircraft framing, and this was more of a basic camper of the 1930s. All that woodwork, and looks like a bathtub, I think. Oh, look at that bathroom. Oh, that was tough times, ladies and gentlemen. It's literally a seat with a pot under it. Like, you think it's bad dumping your tanks now? Imagine how they had to dump their tanks in the 30s. We have a lot to be thankful for. So this is a 1935 York Rambler. Has an all-steel body. And one of the unique features about this is it has a trunk in the rear. Pretty cool. This was built by the Split Coach Company out of York, Pennsylvania. Simple. I like the wood roof. A lot of open floor space. I will say that for a non-slide coach, some of these older coaches were kind of just simple. Left a lot of room in the middle there, probably because they probably made it into a bed or slept on the floor or something. Who knows? And here's a 1935. This is one of the first pop-up trailers here. Very simple. You've got a bed on each side, a little window. Very simple. Manufactured in Portland, Oregon. And then this is a 1933 camp car manufactured in Macomb, Illinois. This was a home builder who built custom vehicles for local customers from 1950 to 1940. This was used from 33 to 47 for yearly trips to Florida. It has a V8 engine introduced by Henry Ford in 1932. So this is one of the first house cars powered by a V8 engine. Things have come a long ways. A lot of us are spoiled with those push button awnings. This probably took a little bit of effort to get all set up here. Still the same concept though. I think all those new Traegers and stuff have us spoiled as well. This is a 1935 covered wagon trailer. It was built in Clemens, Michigan by Arthur Sherman. Covered wagon was the largest trailer manufacturer in 1935. And 1 out of every 6 house trailers that was built by them. We're building 40 to 50 trailers a day at one time. So this is going to be a little bit more production and not as high end as the other 1930s trailer. So the outside is actually a genuine leatherette over a thin plywood shell. And the roof is covered in coated canvas. Really interesting. Wow, that's like literally like a leatherette like you would see on the inside of cars, and they were doing that in the 30s. Very cool. I think the RV manufacturers should go back to this. I definitely like this a lot better than gel coat. I don't think you could afford to do that anymore, and people, it'd be a totally different way. You wouldn't need to buff these out either. Cool little floor plan. Really interesting to just see how innovative they were. This is going to be your table area, kitchen area. I'm not really sure what's over there because I can't see. I can't go inside, but good thing I got these long arms, so maybe we'll be able to know. Maybe a desk area or something. And then sleeping across the back there. Very cool. So this is a 1935 comfort trailer. A welded all-steel body. Very cool design. One of the original teardrop trailers here. Very simple. Kind of like a large table area that turns into a bed, small kitchen area, and really that's about all you need. Greatly appreciate all of you watching today's video. I hope you learned a little bit about RV history. Very cool to see how they were RVing in the 30s. Greatly appreciate all of you liking these videos and subscribing to the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.